the Sci-Fi Channel Sci-Fi Friday segment on March 19th, 1999. At 8 p.m. EST. As the network's anchor series. The Jim Henson Company is credited with the many alien looks, makeup and prosthetics. Two regular characters on the show. The animatronic puppets Rigel and Pilot were entirely Henson Creature Shop creations. Although the series was planned for 5 seasons, it was abruptly cancelled after production had ended on its 4th season, thus finishing the series on a cliffhanger. Co-producer Brian Henson later secured the rights to Farscape, paving the way for a 3-hour miniseries, Farscape, The Peacekeeper Wars, which Henson himself directed. In 2007, it was announced that the creator was returning for a web series, though production has been repeatedly delayed. In December 2008, a comic book miniseries was released. In continuity with both the television show and the potential online series, it was announced that the creator was returning for a web series, though production has been repeatedly delayed. In December 2008, a comic book miniseries was released. Farscape is an Australian-American science fiction television series conceived by Rodney S. O'Bannon and produced by the Jim
I
Henson.
can't believe I found you here. I can't believe I found you here. I can't believe I found you here with the former randoms.
Hello, baby. Woo!
I can be a part of this now.
That's
I
right.
can finally scumbum.
That's right.
And all of you who bought tickets to that show hosted by Chris Gethard should have just gotten your links.
Oh,
I did.
Which show?
nice.
That show hosted by Chris Gethard, you know, the show that's not about gathering 3-second clips for TikTok.
Not
Yeah, but-
at all.
But what about the name? What's the name of the show?
That show.
Yeah, but what is it?
It's that show.
That show.
Hosted by Chris Gethard. Of the, the guy from The Office.
Yeah.
I would keep doing that, but I don't think people are entertained.
Well, no
That's
one's
fine.
here, so you feel free to go
That's
on
true,
and
that's
keep
very true.
doing it.
I got my mug of what's definitely tea. It's not piss. Whatever you think, it's not a mug of piss. It's a
Me
mug of
think
tea.
thou doth protest too must.
Mm.
Geth doesn't even know
This-
about the former randoms. Exactly.
This is true.
I love it. I'm a part of an adjacent canon that he doesn't know about.
Yes, no, we are all entirely
Yeah, this is entirely unauthorized
Yeah,
and
it-
rogue.
this is
unauthorized. It's
Unknown.
non-canonical, but within our universe, extraordinarily canonical.
We are legends.
We are. This is the Gethiverse legends.
I believe we should probably enforce that name of legends so that people do know that this is part of legends.
And let's be honest, Beautiful Anonymous is canon.
Yes. This is also interesting because it's like a Frankenstein's creation, but Frankenstein doesn't know that he made
Yeah.
the creation.
Oh,
It's like
well-
his creation wandered off and made other ones, and then he's just sort of like, I guess that's just doing his thing.
I'll say this: he has been tagged in posts about it. Did he receive them? Probably not. But
Probably
didn't tell us not to do it. So here we are. And I'm really excited for that show. We know nothing about
Which
it.
show?
That show. We don't know who's
Well,
on it. We don't know what the bits are gonna be.
I can't.
So I'm very excited to go in completely with it being a complete mystery. And then, of course, afterwards there will be a post show hosted by Fluval and Emily Pineapple.
Most the excuse so I could go outside and rescue my cat, who I saw.
And in case you missed it, it's the thank you things from the void.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
This is my favorite part of Divinity, where you talk about Chris Gethard and play with a cat.
Play with cool cats. Although, in this episode of Divinity, we're not gonna have sex with a hot lizard.
Maybe it's,
Which-
yeah.
You can look at our former streams if you want to know what the fuck that's about.
Yeah, check our Tuesday streams where a
Well-
skeleton had sex with a lizard and was so good at the sex that she betrayed her bandit colleagues.
Well, very appropriately, today is Threshold Day, which is the day where Tom Paris and Captain Janeway reached the threshold and became salamanders and had little baby salamanders together.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Voyager.
I
You haven't
appreciate.
even gotten there yet.
Is this the day as in on? Okay, I'm gonna is on January 29th. Did this episode air or in Star Trek on Stardate January 29th, 2070, whatever? They turned into salamanders.
I wish it was the latter. It is the former. It is
Okay.
the day the episode came out, and I guess every now and then people gotta go, "Hey,
I
To
love
be
that
fair-
that show and that episode are gonna have the same birthday.
Yeah, if that show, but also since that show being Voyager had that episode on that day, I might also be tempted to forever remember the episode where two characters turned into salamanders and did the nasty.
yeah, they had little baby salamanders together."
And then they're
Yeah.
the baby they leave their babies
Leave them.
behind and
Leave
they're
the
never seen
babies.
again.
I mean, they're out there somewhere.
Do the babies turn into humans
No.
at any point?
No.
They just stay
I mean,
salamanders.
not in canon. I mean, I would love to see a
Well,
story.
also they just leave, so who knows?
yeah, I mean, they might have just gotten eaten like the next minute, you know.
But they could have like scooped them up when they became humans and been like, I'm gonna raise my child and then I'll breed him.
They could have kept the baby salamanders in like an aquarium.
I will
on the
raise
ship.
my child
Yeah,
and
there's
then I'll
look-
breed him,
Look.
Commander Paris.
If all of those starships have entire costume departments for them to be able to become any person in any culture they need to when they're doing a reconnaissance mission, they
Well, but-
have to have room for a fish
Well-
tank somewhere.
But Voyager doesn't have those things. Because
Why
they're
doesn't it?
stranded in the Delta Quadrant.
Wait, that's the
They're just trying to get home.
Trying to get
so
home.
they're how are I know nothing.
Initially,
about
it was going to
Voyager,
be like, I
apparently.
think they were going to make much more of a big deal of, oh no, we have limited supplies. It's
Yes.
not as, like, we don't have the abundance of the Enterprise. But then they just decided not to do that.
They decided let's just do more Star Trek.
Yeah. I think it does come up sometimes, but it comes up as much as any plot element comes up in an episodic 90s TV show.
So
Yeah, they have a limited number of protons for an extended period of time.
is I like you know what I like that this is keeping within the principle of the Planet Scum Discord. We talk about whenever Chris Gethard does something, and then otherwise it's just Star Trek.
Star Trek.
It is Star Trek, and the occasional time that Chris Gethard does something, we are on brand.
It is very funny how that has become what it is it's a Star Trek Discord that occasionally talks about Chris Gethard.
Yeah. And whose fault is that? We need a space sliding around billboard. Okay, let's share it here. Space
Not-
sliding around. We're space sliding around. There we go.
Woo! I hope that people from Late Stage Live are on that show again.
Which show?
Ooh.
That show, hosted by Chris Gethard. And Late
All right.
Stage Live is the
Gonna
public
do it.
access
No.
show.
I'm gonna have to do it every time.
No,
you
well,
do.
that was a very exaggerated on my part because I love it.
Because there's no way can't make that joke.
Because Late Stage Live they were on the Gethard Show reunion.
Yes.
Ooh.
And so, and then Geth has like shouted them out as like the spiritual successor,
I mean, it's
in
it's
a
Wednesday
sense,
night.
to the Gethard show.
It's Wednesday night. Anything could happen.
Yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
curious.
And now we're not gonna go.
You know what cannot happen tonight though?
What?
What?
There's no Diddy Door tonight.
That's not happening.
Well, that's on the Chris Gethard show, and that show's over.
Yeah.
That show's over. Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's definitely not happening.
It was interesting. My pre-ordeal for ordering a ticket on it, because if you search that show by Chris Gethard, it's a little bit difficult because it keeps wanting to try and bring you the Chris Gethard show. But if you do the right parentheses and the right or quotation marks and the right thing, you will get it. And speaking of,
when I did, because that show hosted by Chris Gethard.
Yes, indeed. I got the count. I'm so excited. I got the countdown going on in my other tab, and it's just showing a beautiful generic UCB logo.
And all he tweeted about it, all I've seen him post or tweet about it today is about my new variety show. That show debuts tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. You can stream it live from anywhere in the world and watch it for a week. Grab a ticket and check it out at UCBNY or UCBcomedy.com.
46 minutes until that show.
I mean, he had also written a whole like response to the Diddy thing when that happened. So he's been very clear in general about how he feels about it.
I think
which is, God damn it.
Right.
Why you have to be terrible, Diddy?
Yep. I have listened to that. Scott hasn't seen.
I don't have a CBB World subscription. Is it only CBB World or is it?
It unfortunately is.
Well, there's the problem.
We'll have to get you on the hook.
And whose fault is that, Hot Saucerman?
Whose fault is that, Hot Saucerman? How dare you have
How dare you want to
content?
make money from the content you make? Speaking of, support Radio Free Multiverse on Patreon at patreon.com/Radio Free Multiverse.
I have shit. Where did I put it? I have shit to open.
I don't know, the toilet?
Well, here's one thing. I almost showed my address, so here's one.
Don't do that!
Yeah, I know. I caught myself before I did, so I have one thing to
Also,
open.
are you sure it's not full of confetti?
It might be.
Well, it probably is. That's why I'm worried about it.
I have no idea.
Where's the other one that I got? I know.
I'm sorry your state got hacked, Mask for Mask. Yeah, it's a Mask for Mask. I don't think they're lying about it. Voicey.
Oh
Because
my
Voicey
God.
said, really? And I'm like, yeah. I mean, I know cities around here have been hacked. I haven't been impacted, but...
A whole state being impacted is wild, though.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Yeah. All right. This contains... Ooh, some tickets.
It would be very wild if all of California got hacked.
Some tickets. Missy tickets. Are these actual reunified tickets of mine?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. I know I got one for winning trivia as well, and that's the one that I was trying to find.
I hate that. Wait, with your state... with your state health, anyone who interacted with your state's health exchange in the past 5 years got your data
goddamn.
exposed? That sucks.
Some nice tags. I put these on my podcast
Tags!
stand. Actually, to show off. Sorry for any bumpy noises on my microphone, because I do want to show off my stand that I've been working on. It's not that we're working on it. It's just a normal stand, but I put the stickers and stuff that I have collected over the years, including a little Radio Free on the bottom. But
Oh, and then look at Blogthoven.
Beeptoven.
Beeptoven. Scumblogging, I mean.
And there is
You're the
also
only one who got tickets that aren't yours.
Oh yeah, you got a bunch of extra
I
tickets.
mean, that's really winning. I mean, most people just get one. I got like dozens,
have to
probably.
figure out
they're
how
the
to-
ones that have been removed from the game, so they're
Yeah,
not
but-
able to be reunified.
Yeah, but I mean, this is far more tickets than anyone else is ever going to get.
And now the very last part of my gift.
Oh no!
I need a vacuum in this room anyway, so that's definitely happening.
Oh.
Also,
Yes.
I'll put on my Born to Suffer
Yes.
for tonight. Perfection. I'm gonna have a look around. I'll find my other one here real soon, but you can take me off of big head mode here. This is the first official Geth related, besides like stand-up shows and that he's done, like his first variety show that he has hosted since when? When's the last time that he did it?
2019? Well, it depends what you mean.
That's what you mean.
If you're counting, are you counting Planet Scum? I don't know what his
or Chris Gethard Presents, which was
2019 was CGP, which he hosted but was a lot less directly involved with in terms of the content because it was him highlighting other comedians. And then it also some of the like New Jersey is the World stage shows and stuff for variety.
Well, there was also the reunion. There was the reunion recently.
But that was like a one-off. This is his like first regular variety series until 2019, since 2019.
So like, how hyped are you all? It's obviously this is going to be my first foray into something live going into it. So I'm very like excited and curious, but it's got to be like a bigger deal.
I mean, I think that he has tried to make so clear that it isn't the Chris Gethard show.
Well, yes, of course.
No, that I'm hyped, but it's interesting. I don't feel the same like pre-release giddiness that I felt about the TCGS reunion. Just because I don't know what it's going to be. Like, if I knew Vacation Jason was going to be on, I'd be like, oh, yeah. But I'm ready for something fresh. Exactly. And I'm really excited to get to meet other people via the show.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, I learned about Late Stage Live already through the Argyle, but if I hadn't, they would have been people who I would have introduced to it. I'd have been like, oh, shoot, let me look into them. I'm curious to see how much it'll be new faces and how much it'll be returning faces. Like,
that's what I'm curious too.
The reason he didn't call it the Gethard show is because he didn't want to like taint the legacy of that if it doesn't last long or doesn't work.
That makes sense. Just a new thing, and obviously it helps when your previous show was your name. That just even putting your name back within the context of a show does get on there.
Well,
it's just the hacking in.
The origin of it is Aparna Nancharla told him, Chris, you're good at stand-up, but I don't see that same joy in your eyes as when you did the Gethard show. And so I think it's also him just being like, I really do miss the like being that center of chaos.
That is interesting. He is very good at being the person put in the spot of almost discomfort or having to react to whatever scenario others are forcing him into. Yes.
Yeah. And like the box show very much leaned into that too. But it was just obviously kind of different because it was remote and he didn't have like the live crowd to feed off of in that same way.
So it did also start, the original Planet Scum Live was more kind of just talking to people before it became the madness.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely. But I think the box was him introducing the box was when it started to get that vibe. Before that, it was like for 2 weeks I'll interview friends and then I'll be back to doing CGP.
Maybe 2 months.
Yeah.
Good old times.
Why
don't you just call this show Planet Scum? You could just this or Planet Scum. You could use the original name.
It would have been so funny if he called it Planet Scum.
Scum Planet, or better yet, Cum Planets.
Yeah.
Just, flip it around.
It would have been so funny if it was just Planet Scum with Chris Gethard. Or Chris Gethard Live. CGL.
Yeah.
Missy, is that an Oktoberfest jug of tea?
Yes, it is a October mug of tea. It is not hot piss. Despite the rumors, it is not hot piss.
Yeah, you're not pulling a Troy.
It is a blend of 3 different kinds of teas. I was using up. We are talking tea. It is a berry tea, a peppermint tea, and like a winter spice
Byron,
tea.
get in here. Sorry.
Byron.
We thought Missy was real, but they don't even drink piss. It's not even for my own health benefits.
Oh,
it's so sad. Gandhi could, but I could never.
And thank you for your 5-stream streak, WizWorld Live, who's streaking into a large mug.
Ooh.
You can't see it. There's holes. Emotes that just say holes after that.
Oh,
You gotta look for them holes.
yeah, look
Yeah, you
holes.
gotta look for them on StreamYard, but they're animated and then blink out of existence in their first frame.
It is funny, phony, because I was thinking about like, oh, my question's like, what I could ask you guys to be excited about. But since there's not a lot of information about what it actually is going to be, it is a little hard to like gauge like, oh, what are we going to get doing there?
Because I don't think anyone's posted about it being on
No.
it or anything either.
I think people just
Yeah.
are just knowing that it's Geth. They're like, I'm all in. You know, that's all you need to know.
Yeah, like I'm on the Gethard Show subreddit, and people were like, "I didn't know this was happening," until someone had posted like, "Hey, is anyone streaming with
Right,
him?"
of course.
Oh, they said anyone else streaming. Like, anyone watching tonight? We want to be in the chat. I'm
nice.
curious. I mean, I would love if some of the Gethard people who have moved to LA get to be on. Like, it'd be fun if Pat the Rat's on.
Oh, that's true.
Ooh.
Also, I think a phone might be going.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Liz
no, I'll
World
be the phone
Live.
who's off the hook at
Off the
that
hook?
show with Chris Gethard. Just like I'll be the
Um,
phone who's off the hook at the George Lucas talk show this weekend.
There's
Amazing time we're living in.
I might look pink in any photos, but we'll see.
question.
That's my dress up. That's me dressed up for the show.
There's no the chat is disabled for the live stream at least. Maybe we'll activate it when it goes.
I think it was for
Are
the reunion.
For the reunion, it was activated.
I think
Okay.
Lucas
Are
that
we
day.
just gonna just stick to that chat then, or are people gonna be chatting on the Planet
I mean,
Scum Discord as well? I didn't know what the pro. I guess it's a new pro. We're in new territory.
Yeah,
So.
because like when it was the CGP, it was in chat on the MNN player or Twitch.
Okay. Yeah.
But sometimes people also like may post questions for
you
like
also
after.
get a lot of like the non-Twitch people who you only see on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or
And of course, we'll
yeah.
also be doing a post show on this very channel / on the Planet Scum Discord, so you can pop in on the show that way. You can do audio only pop-ins if you want to be on the Discord.
Very
But-
excited.
If you want to do video, you have to get the StreamYard link from us. So let us know if you want to come on because they want to do your bits.
Bits.
They want your bits.
Give us your
Oh, I gotta come
bits.
with I gotta come with a bit prepared.
No, but you can.
Oh shit! I gotta start refilling this mug again, and you know what it's gonna have to be with.
And it'll be Susie's time too in the post show, so you won't want to miss that.
That's what I'm most excited for.
No Forrest, no Phony, and no intern Christy. Exactly. It's Frugal
Yes,
and Emily.
crossover event of the century.
It's a crossover event. It's like the night of the Crisis of Infinite Scum.
It's like the night of the locusts.
Hopefully not a night of 0 laughs, huh? Huh?
I also
so
love.
let's-
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I also love, much like we can't discuss some of the stuff of the show, we can't discuss when the post show is going to start because it's post the show. So we just have to wait for it to be.
It'll probably be at 9.
Yes. 9 Pacific time,
Yeah, 11 Eastern.
12 Eastern.
12
No.
Eastern.
Yeah.
No?
12 Eastern, 9 Pacific.
No, it's 12. It's 12. You're right.
Yeah. I was like, I can math.
Yeah. 12 Eastern, 9 Pacific.
Yeah, we
Assuming
got-
or 8 if it's real short, but I think the reunion was 2 hours too.
Mhm.
So I've been enjoying. In the Discord, we have been doing a TCGS rewatch-a-thon
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Wednesday nights. And so I've been doing that. So that's been like going on for like a year and a half now. So it's interesting watching it, but also watching it in real time. So like the only amount of time that advances is also from the people on the show.
Yeah.
But we're now at the point where it was in that very brief period of my life where I was living in New York City and just thinking like, if I had only known,
Yeah.
Mm.
I had no idea. So
Can you imagine?
That's what I like knowing about this. I like knowing I'm in it now.
Yeah, and you're still not to where intern Forrest started watching.
oh yeah,
Yeah, for the
well, it was funny because I was watching the one episode when they were like, next week Halloween, and I was like, next week is Hurricane Sandy, and then sure enough, the next week is an episode
Oh my God.
filmed
Yeah.
in Chris's apartment with no power because it's Hurricane Sandy. So
Yeah.
that was amazing to think about, and then I just assumed that there was not going to be an episode. So the fact that there is an episode is amazing.
Yeah,
Hurricane
Intern Forrest
Sandy.
started watching on episode 111, and you're on episode 68. So in 2 years, you'll get in more than 2 years.
That's crazy because I've seen a handful.
Oh no, in 2 years ish. Yeah.
2 years. I've seen a handful of
No,
local
1
access
year-ish.
shows.
Yeah, in 1 year and change.
Oh right, because it's a 1 a week. It's 52.
Yeah.
It's 52
Yeah.
a year,
Yeah.
approximately. But I watched a handful beforehand, but I really only started watching it with Fusion. So that's when I first started out watching it live, but I wasn't really watching it live because it didn't air live. But you could watch it live, but I was not doing that. Val was doing that.
Oh, I remember watching those live on
It
Facebook.
was live, yeah.
Do you want to know what else was going on during Hurricane Sandy? The one-night premiere of theater event of a little movie called Vamps.
Oh,
All
damn.
right.
What?
But yes, Vamps was
Then
going on, and
Vamps.
it's the
Wow.
reason. I don't think it was the reason that they only had a small premiere, but it happened to be that the only showing of it was when Hurricane Sandy was happening around that time.
So you're saying I missed Chris got the show, and I missed the world
And
premiere
you
of
missed the
Vamps.
premiere of Vamps. You missed the beautiful Wallace Shawn as Van Helsing.
If only someone could go back and tell me.
I am so excited at the prospect that Blank Check might be covering Amy Heckerling.
I hope
'Cause
so.
I cannot wait to sweep in with all my Vamp stuff
God.
and be like, y'all want to talk Vamps? When Vamps? Now!
When I'd love to see
Oh.
who got booked for a Vamps episode too.
That will be wild, yeah. So I'm also curious how many of them have even seen it or heard of it before, like, choosing to do the series or whatever.
I think
I
they've
certainly
referenced-
only know about it because of the encircle bit
Alice.
with Alice on it. Yes. Oh my god.
That's how I learned about it. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
certainly
have my
learned
copy of
that here.
stuff.
Oh man,
Oh.
yeah, if they had Alice as the guest, that would be incredible.
Yes.
Well, truly, I think the only expert in the world besides Amy Heckerling herself on Vamps. Oh my god. Now for the stage show and everything like that, what guests do you hope he could have for this first episode? Assuming that there will be a guest. I mean, we know it's
there'll
not
be a-
just going to be him,
No.
but we don't know what form it will be. But
Yeah,
who,
because I
who
don't
would
know if
like,
it'll be a panel show or anything. I don't know.
yeah.
Who do you hope?
Who do I hope? Michael Richards and Joe Rogan says Wizworld Live.
Perfect.
Ah!
Oh my god. This is the
Just to hit
specific.
them with
This is
things?
specifically for Boise. Boise needs to let intern Captain Emily know that I realized that DC Fontana also wrote underneath the name Michael Richards
Oh,
for
shit,
Wikipedia,
Yeah.
and that made me big LOL.
Will she write it?
Wow.
I mean, it's the thing is, it's New York, right? So like anybody could show
Yeah.
up.
Yes, I'm totally down for the Naked Cowboy being there.
Paul Giamatti would be a fun swing. I'd love if I mean, more realistically, I'd love if Connor, Riley.
Also, well, I'm sorry, Chris. I can't do the show because I only do shows in dumpsters.
I'd love if Riley showed up, of course, either as Vacation Jason or as Death.
Mm-hmm.
Will
Will Connor probably be there? Is he in New York right now, or is he in
he had another show at UCB today, so
New York?
yeah.
Then yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
No,
he
I,
had an
I
acting
knew
class.
with San Francisco Sketch Fetch and stuff going on, I didn't know what his whereabouts
Oh yeah,
were.
he had an acting class show today,
And he's
so he
crazy.
hasn't left yet.
Was today? Which one was today's acting class? Was today's the inside actor studio type thing with Griffin Newman, or is
No,
that
that's
gonna be at
that's next.
Sketchfest?
That's at Sketch.
Okay,
that's
that is at
Sketchfest.
Sketchfest.
Yeah. Connor's shows start Friday, so he's probably flying tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
He's also crazy with that stuff because he came to Philly to do a show like immediately after he was in LA for a show. Like
Yeah.
he was just going to do
Yeah,
if there's
he'll-
any sort of improv that he can do, he will do it.
Absolutely.
Oh darn, money? You want to pay him to
That's
do
also true.
something?
That's
Oh
also
man.
Well,
Oh, fucking sucks.
I don't know if we can make that assumption.
No, that's true.
Because if there's one thing I know about improv, it's do you get paid?
The big
Yeah, that's fair.
Traditionally with improv, you pay to perform.
get that big Philly bucks. That's where you come to Philly, they really pay a big.
I wasn't even funniest part. I wasn't even talking about Sketchfest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Festivals and stuff. I get.
Sketch comedy billionaires. There's only one of those, and he was very bad at it. Because he went on SNL and played Wario.
Oh God. Hey, this is Steve Forbes' Erasure.
You're right. There's two.
There's two.
One Jerry.
Although I believe, is Steve Forbes even alive? Probably not.
Jerry Seinfeld's done sketch, and he's a billionaire.
That's true. And George is, of course, he's an
Oh,
improv
yeah.
billionaire.
That's
I don't
true.
think he does sketch that much, but
No.
uh,
Oh yeah, he's alive. Steve Forbes is alive. He's old, but he's alive. He's 77.
First name Malcolm.
Malcolm Stevenson Forbes Jr.
Whose idea was it to have him come on? Like, it's just, I don't want it. I know it's because he was running for president, but it's like, oh, Mark McKinney played him on the show, and then they're like, oh, we just got to get the real Steve Forbes. That will be a who. Will
It
it?
doesn't seem like he is a billionaire,
Will it?
Wiz. Parade magazine thinks Lauren's net worth is $500 million. So
I
he's
was
a
gonna
half billionaire, but
Yeah, I was gonna say Billy might be too much, but then I forgot he does have the production company, which has their hands in every little.
yeah,
you
I mean
know,
he
barely
had
estimated
his
thing.
hands into Broad City. Boom.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even think because that's Broadway Video.
Yeah, Broadway Video.
Yeah.
That's I think the thing. Do I think he could access $1 billion? Probably.
Yeah.
Do I think he has it personally in a bank account that's under his name? Or well, if not all in a bank account, but you know what I mean. Is it all personally in his name? I don't know. Probably not.
Unfortunately, all his money is tied into that Please Don't Destroy movie for Peacock. the Foggy Mountain, whatever. I can't remember I can't do the first words, but I can remember Foggy Mountain.
Did you know he used to have the Lassie rights?
I mean,
Broadway Video had the rights to the pre-1974 Rankin Bass Library and the Lassie Library.
The most recent Broadway Video production is the Mean Girls musical.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know who's in that? Connor Ratliff.
Yes, indeed.
True.
Lassie was not easy to work with.
Yeah, he produced the 1994 Lassie movie. Wild.
He did he helped produce the Ruddles. All You Need Is Cash. Wait,
Oh.
Above Average goes back to the 70s? That's wild. Above Average, which I mostly know as a YouTube channel of sketch comedy, also produced the Ruddles movie.
Wait, I've never heard of them before. Interesting.
They no, they weren't around back then. Okay, so it must be that something that got folded into Above Average was around back then.
Yeah.
Because yeah, Above Average is only been around since 2012. It's like one of Lauren's comedy production companies.
Or it's a different like he had a different thing called Above Average and then rebranded it into there.
Oh, maybe. Anthony
And I
Jeselnik?
told Paul, look,
Office
people are going to
Race.
laugh at you. You might as well make money on it.
Above Average Productions is the digital sector of Lorne Michaels' production company, Broadway Video.
Strange.
Michaels previously formed Above Average Productions during the late 70s, when a series of specials were developed under a production company of the same name. However, you're right. The online video was only founded in 2012. So he
Okay.
just used that name again.
I
Yeah.
really like that name. It's a shame.
I really like that.
I really like
I
that.
like it because above average at least sets a bar. Our comedy will be above average.
Oh yeah, it has subscribers. It has 8.6 million and 2.4 billion views. Not YouTube. I want the... Damn it.
Damn it.
Damn it!
I also like one of the first things that it produced was the Beach Boys Good Vibrations tour.
If I get a strike on for that, that's on me.
I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I didn't do
See,
it.
yeah, they have like...
Like,
gotta know-
sorry. At the very top, there was just an Alec Baldwin in the bar up there. It's like, jump
yeah.
scare.
Ah, John
They-
Cena's in there too.
They are. I feel like they're really trying to normalize Alec Baldwin on SNL, and he kept showing up randomly recently. I feel like Dana Carvey was like owes him a favor and is causing this to happen, but it's like we don't need to see Alec Baldwin.
Well,
Yeah.
I think in this case, it's that the channel hasn't been touched for 5
For
years.
5 years.
Yeah, that's also true.
So like that's why Sam J is still in it, and Drake. Wow, you know what a few bad years this has been for this banner graphic, huh?
Yep. Poor. Do you know what's also crazy that John Cena and Nicole Byer are standing next to each other in this, and I think that's before they started hosting Wipeout together.
Oh,
so
right.
it's like they just happened to be in
Because
next
it
to them.
happened.
I don't think Sam J did anything. I think it's just like it does it. I don't think you would use Sam J anymore to be like, look at all the great huge stars we've had.
Mhm.
Like I liked Sam J's comedy for a while before she got big, but I'm just like, you know,
She didn't kill man.
no, Bardia.
I think I've found the weirdest product. It's not like the movie is weird. It's just weird for Broadway video to have produced. It's Enigma, a 2001 espionage thriller adapted from a screenplay by Tom Stoppard, and it's about the Enigma code breakers, produced by Lorne Michaels and Mick Jagger. Very specific production, and it stars like Kate Winslet and Doug Ray Scott, who's literally a person I've never heard of before, but apparently at some point could lead a film. But yeah, I've never heard of this movie before, which I just think is interesting since obviously The Imitation Game came out, and so I just feel like I would have heard another film about the Enigma machines being there, but nope. Probably because it was produced by Broadway Video.
Doug Ray Scott was in Ever After, Mission Impossible 2, My Week with Marilyn, Die Another Day. Oh, he was almost Bond. He was going to be Bond if Pierce Brosnan quit.
Really?
Or when Pierce Brosnan quit.
Oh, wild. And then did it
And
just
then he
take a
didn't get it.
while? Okay.
He was in Batwoman as Jacob Kane, the father of the Batwoman.
the canceled Batwoman?
I mean,
No, wait.
The cartoon
Yeah.
movie.
no, the canceled TV show. But when
Oh,
you
the
said
TV show, okay.
when you said the canceled Batwoman, it made it sound like there was one Batwoman who had some inappropriate thoughts. You know, like the canceled Alderanian from
We
The
gotta
Mandalorian.
cancel. We gotta cancel that girl.
No, of
The
course.
Cara Dune of the DC universe.
The only canceled one is the People's Joker, of course.
That's not true. There's also Batgirl.
Yes.
I do think Batgirl was probably the best DC movie, and we'll never get to see it.
I think Batman the movie is probably the best DC movie, and we've had
Yes,
that for
that
40
is-
plus years.
That is 1000% true.
No other Batman has had shark repellents, Brett.
The Dark Knight. Oh, I got my real life gritty Batman. Oh. Shark repellent.
Also, the best part of the Dark
Big
Knight
giant
Rises.
bomb.
Well, that's just a callback.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it rhyming with Batman the movie.
I am genuinely shocked Batgirl did not leak.
I'm
I am
not. That would kill your career if you leak it.
Yeah, but I guess I don't know if it's that. Probably only enough people have touched it that.
I guarantee you it's been shown at a party in LA or something. But I don't think, but not anything that's online.
Yeah, I'm sure people have shown it to friends or whatever.
Because like
but-
I know people, I'm sure yeah, I have heard tale of other movies of that in a similar position being shown at places in LA.
Fascinating.
They're just on a shelf.
Which, to be clear, is certainly not me saying I saw it. I didn't see any of these movies as much as I wish I could.
I'm
Boney's
sure
not
there's
cool
some
enough.
people- Some people have seen it.
Yeah, I'm not cool enough, but I
Boney's
know
not
people
cool enough
who
to be
are
off the
cool.
hook at those parties.
Somebody out there seen it.
I'm sure that other movies are probably shown places in LA. At some point, movies are shown in LA. I guarantee that.
No, I mean other movies that got canceled for tax purposes.
No, I know. I'm just
Movies are shown
Loving it.
publicly in LA too. Movies, LA, the city of movies in so
They
many
love
ways.
they love the movies. They just
They
don't
love
make
the
them there
movies.
anymore.
Well, they make them more there than they make a lot of places.
I've never realized that before.
Atlanta is the silver screen city now, and Toronto.
Atlanta, Vancouver,
Yeah, Vancouver more than Toronto.
City of Stars. It's,
But also, LA is a great place you can get a writing job on a history cartoon. I've heard, so you know.
great place for it.
Yeah.
Oh, 20 minutes.
It's
20
interesting that we don't.
minutes.
I had forgotten how little we knew about Chris Gethard show episodes before they came out too. Like this is pretty normal.
Oh, also the episode that we're rewatching today was Beef Off.
Ooh.
Oh,
which
the first one.
I guess it must have been. It's the first one I've ever seen. Which I guess an accidental precursor to Beef Week in some ways, just in name ways. Beef Week off. That is true. The next Beef Week should be Beef Week off.
Well, and it. So now you got the callback on the reunion.
Oh, I don't remember
'Cause they did a beef-
Oh,
They did a beef off again.
yes. Okay, they did. I did not remember that they also did it again recently.
I mean, there was a lot going on that stage, and like the
Yeah,
soda had
it
already
makes
been
sense.
spilled.
It makes sense that that's how all that other stuff happened.
I mean, there is a lot going on even in just this this small little photo that
I was very upset that Jersey
Like-
David.
how do you explain that?
That Jersey David.
Explain that.
Immediately got kicked off. For the
Explain
beef
what?
off. That picture.
That.
Oh yeah, what's the beef off?
But yeah, very disappointed that Jersey Dave should not have gone out like that.
No, Dave got robbed.
Okay, so there may have been 3. It looks like.
I
According
think
to
4,
Inside
including
Series.
the reunion, or is the reunion 3? I'm scrolling
know.
through the
I'll
Gethard Show
know
Twitter
in-
to see what they did on public access in terms of promoting it.
How many years was it on public access before Fusion?
4, I think, 3 or 4.
3 or 4. So let's say I've got like 2.5 years remaining.
Because 2011 is when it started on public access.
Yeah.
Wow, this account tweeted a lot.
Which account did?
The Gethard Show?
The official Gethard one?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because I want to see, because like I remember it being, oh, it only existed on cable. Well, what a letdown. Yeah, because I remember them not teasing much before each episode of the Gethard Show. So I think it's pretty normal. Beef offs.
I also got to see Cal Steady in this episode.
Who's
Oh,
Cal
Calstead.
Steady?
Oh, Calstead?
Yeah.
Okay, so the third beef off was the reunion, I think.
Okay. So I got one more beef off to look forward to.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah.
But yeah, Calstead was a freaking caller, and he showed up in the same week that there was the beef off.
Gotta keep it Cal steady. He had a couch.
He had a couch, yeah, a blow up couch.
Mm-hmm.
As one does. Did they like George? Did they use a or like, did they once he blew it up? Did they spend a lot of time having him have to blow it
We
up?
didn't see it.
by
No, it was
hand, and then have to deflate it as well
no,
during the
it
show.
was
He was a phone
was-
caller.
it was pre blown up. We did not witness the blowing up happen or the deep.
We don't. I mean, we know. We don't. I hate to say this. Do we know even for sure that he had a couch, or just that he says he had a couch?
Oh, this
Is it a kayfabe couch or a real couch?
do
This is a
good
great question. I
don't know if
assume
anyone.
I
we
have no
know.
idea.
I've not
feel
heard.
like the usual suspect might be working.
He's. I wouldn't be surprised if he's. there,
Yeah,
but I haven't heard anyone saying they were going.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
no one's indicated.
check the Discord. But did somebody mention it at all?
Let me see.
Well, if you're going and you're in the chat, let us know right
Well,
now.
but if yeah, right. That's sort of the other thing. I mean, I'll be going in April.
In April, though.
Now, what's very funny is you search that show and in quotes on Discord, and it's like, I'm just going to give you anytime show was used.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see. I'm already past it. I don't see anyone. I don't see anyone having said that they were going.
I'm pretty sure we would have spotted that.
I'm sure they would have talked about it, like, you know, in the
Like
lead up too, to be
today.
like, is anyone else going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will all be stream freaks together.
Yeah.
We'll cross the streams.
Admittedly, I guess the fact that it ends at like midnight might be part of it. Is we're an older group than we were when people would you know, at the Gethard show days.
A Wednesday night late show. God, it is starting 10 o'clock Eastern time. I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that part.
And that's an hour earlier than the Gethard show used to start. Because Gethard show would always start at 8 Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Which I loved, because it meant, for me, it was on at 8. It was a perfect time to like make dinner and then watch a show.
Mm-hmm. Older than we ever been. I thought to myself earlier today as I was
And now
getting
we're
ready.
even older. And now you're even older. You're
I was
older
like,
than you've ever been.
I
Now
am
you're
Connor Ratliff for president, years old, and I don't like it, but here I am.
Time keeps marching on. Bow, bow. Yeah, I'm older than when Connor ran for president. Actually, I'm as old as Connor turned when he ran for president, is what intern Forrest could say.
Oh.
I'm obviously far older since I've been around since the beginning of the Bell system.
Yeah, well, it's also another fun time period that we're in the rewatch at because it's also, the big scary election of 2012.
Binders full of women.
So how are you
Dogs
going to
strapped
watch?
to the top of cars?
How are you going to? Have you talked about how you're going to handle the election special from 2012? Like break it up an hour at a time?
Oh, I don't know. But however Eric airs it is how I'll watch it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I meant more. Has he said how he's going to break it up?
No.
Okay.
No,
Interesting.
I was not even aware of that needing to be broken up.
Yeah, he did. Well, I mean, or you could all watch it for 12. It was 12-hour sitting, I guess.
Wow.
But yeah, because he did a
Wow.
12-hour election special where Connor was also running,
Mhm.
and so the electoral map was Obama, Romney, Ratliff.
Well, that's got to be. That could be the next week then, because if it was just
Yeah,
Halloween and we just had an episode, it has to be election.
that's true.
Next time, so I guess now's the time to ask that question.
Yeah.
So,
My understanding, because I don't think I've watched the whole thing either, because I found it in 2013. I think my understanding is that Connor acts incredibly shocked every time he loses a state.
I mean, it's worth watching for sure.
Yeah.
You just
It's
have
also
to-
so funny watching how many episodes you don't see Connor at all, except for the bit at the end. When the
Oh
camera's
yeah.
stopping.
Yeah.
There's so many times where he's just prepared and in presidential garb, and
Yeah.
you don't see him at all. You only see him in the after parts.
Yeah.
I wonder who will announce their bid for presidency at that show tonight. And who's going to be the person to take up that new helm for the next election special?
I don't think anyone. I don't think anyone, especially since on the especially with how the bits evolution went in the reunion.
Ooh, I mean, you can't be president on SSDI.
Oh, right, because then you'd have too much income.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be.
It would
too
disqualify
much.
you for SSDI then.
Sorry, I just keep getting distracted because I keep.
And you
needing to
can't
see
work
if
that
it's
many
refreshed.
hours. Yeah, you can't work all of them.
I can't work all of the hours.
Because if you're good at being president, you're busy.
I'm busy all the time.
And I'm busy being a phone all the time. So I can only imagine if I was president. I mean, I would just be the red phone to Moscow, so I could just be in the office and be president. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Plausible deniability. Don't worry. I said SSDI out loud, and I said it out loud because my brain was thinking, well, SSRI, but that's not it. And I'm like, I don't know what the initials are, but I was like, oh yeah, if you're taking any sort of that, like, people would have an issue with it. But wait.
I also thought
probably, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how far away we are from when McGovern in 1972 stood beside Edward Muskie, his vice presidential candidate, who the newspapers had announced had been treated for depression. And McGovern said, I am behind Muskie 1,000%, and then he replaced him 5 days later at the convention.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Don't get caught taking SSRIs.
So
they definitely were taking the presidential candidates must have taken all sorts of things.
Oh yeah. So, but it was one of those interesting things where it's like, I don't know how far removed are from that, but I can tell you the one time it was an issue, it was an issue. Yeah. Oh yeah, God, that was so interesting to see on the West Wing when it came through, especially because that whole season ends with like an investigation and like congressional hearings on when did people know the president had MS and all of that.
What did they know and when did they know it?
Yes, indeed.
I would argue it's always been painful, but
5 minutes.
So, here's the thing. I think we could always. How do we want to do it? How do we want to hang out if the chat doesn't get enabled? Would we
do
just
we
want to
make a?
Would we hop in the VC?
I mean, public chat in the Discord.
Probably the Case Gun Lounge.
Public chat because it'll be easier for people to see it in
public chat because that's the tradition of the old.
And yeah, but when we used to do Discord chatting for CGP, the public chat was this channel that showed up on Geth's website and showed up on the video in the lower third, which is the only reason that there's public versus private. That's that and that you had to be a member and like have checked the rules. Were the only
I didn't know. I just assumed that was because it just makes sense for a channel to have a public and a private chat, so that if people are joining and they can at least still look at some of it. But that's wild.
It really used to matter.
Yeah. Well, let's make it matter again.
We'll see. I mean, again, if it doesn't unlock, does it still say chat disabled on the stream for you all?
Yeah, which is what makes me think it may not get enabled because, like, I know what the GLTS is. It's not like it switches
People
on when it goes live.
Leading up to it, the previous ones.
Yeah. Well, I think it would probably just be the UCB doesn't want to moderate it.
I had a fun. So I was thinking about earlier today.
Yeah.
It's been a moment. For next week's topic, because we should actually probably discuss about it because we're at that time. It's been a while since we've had a versus episode, and I was watching a Conan clip earlier, the Harrison Ford episode, and then I thought to myself, ooh, what if we had a Ford versus Ford episode where it could be Harrison Ford versus Henry Ford or versus John Ford, and then it could Gerald Ford, so you could have Ford versus Ford versus Ford versus Ford versus Ferrari versus
cool, Master
Fjords.
We could. So there was the GLTS Ford v February, which was in February. So we could do Ford v February
Ooh, Ford v February is pretty funny.
because it
but
will
yeah.
be February.
Fordageddon.
But yes, I just thought to myself, there's a lot of topics you could do for Ford, and Fjords, but yeah, Ford Prefect is a great one. Yeah, there's a lot of different options.
Fording rivers.
Oh yes,
You know, your Oregon, all the Oregon trailheads know what I mean.
Ford prefects.
Oh, Ford Prefect.
yep.
Ford
No, yeah, that's
Perfect.
exactly. They're. I just happened to stumble upon, and I know
mean,
it's more fun when we organically come up with in the show.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, we haven't had a versus in a while.
The graphic comes to mind instantly of all the different Fords.
Oh yeah, it's
Oops, all
gonna be
Fords.
great. Oops, all Fords.
Robert Ford from One
Maybe-
Life to Live.
Maybe we could come up with 28 Fords to fill up the full.
Oh,
Ford for our new Forduary.
Yes, they could be the League of Fords who fight the January man.
Yes, January man.
Oh, I just realized I haven't been on any of the apps. Did the January man come back?
He's
Yeah.
back. He's not quite as frequent as before. You could tell January man's having a hard time with
I understand. Is
Yeah.
it Instagram? Can I find the January man?
Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna
Betty
go find the
Ford.
January man.
Bud
But-
S. Ford,
Oh, but
Carol Ann Ford.
But there was a
Clint
huge crossover
Ford,
event you might have
Joseph
missed.
Ford,
You definitely
Debbie
missed for
Ford,
the
Don
Ford Thunderbird.
Oh, yeah,
the-
Francis
the
Ford
LA
Coppola.
show, the LA show, the LA Fires Marathon, charity
Yeah.
marathon. There was a crossover event where January Man did make an appearance on George Lucas Talk Show.
Yeah, the January man.
So
He was on the
definitely check
GLTS.
out- Definitely check out the January Man on GLTS.
I'm the January
I just
man.
love
I
that.
do love January Man.
I
Also-
happen to have watched that movie close enough to when he started the bit that I just knew it. Oh
Well,
yeah, the
funny
original Harrison Ford.
Where's another?
Is
Harrison Ford.
I enjoyed the bit of January Man for so long and was like, oh, what a like who knows this movie? And Val was like, we've watched that movie. That's a How Did This Get Made movie.
Yep.
And I was
Yes,
like,
it was.
oh my god, we did watch that movie.
And
I've never seen it.
I kind of liked it, mostly just because it's a murder mystery, and you can sucker me in with any murder mystery.
I've seen precious few Kevin Kline movies.
God, I
love
kinda
him.
low-key like Kevin Kline a
He's
lot.
great.
We're
No, I really like him.
We talked about Klein last week. We're talking about him
Yeah.
tonight.
I saw
talking
him in
about
Wild
Klein
Wild
Man.
West.
One of my friends is
That was my intro.
one of my friends' college theater professor lost out on a role it was between him and Kevin Kline for the role that made Kevin Kline on Broadway. And so that just became his identity, the guy that could have been the Kevin Kline had he not lost that audition.
Well, but that's always the question then for you is like, but would I?
would he have been
Kevin
Kevin Kline? Exactly.
Would I have been in Wild Wild West?
Probably.
Ooh, we are at time, but
They're not live yet.
Started yet, so yeah,
It's
wait
improv.
until it's
They'll be late.
live. And we'll end up finishing our show at the usual time.
Yeah, but I just like imagine he could have been Artemis Gordon.
Oh god, I liked In and Out a lot. I wanted to love In and Out, but I liked it a lot.
The restaurant?
No.
The Kevin Kline movie
Kevin
where he
Kline
plays a
movie.
gay gay like English teacher or theater teacher
Yes.
whose
I haven't seen that
student
yet.
Who's
whose
outed
student
by
Matthew
Matt
Dillon
Damon.
accidentally
Yeah.
outs him before he's even out, like really out to himself even.
Yes.
Accidentally?
It's because he's at the Oscar. He's like, oh, and my inspiration was my teacher, a wonderful gay man.
That movie, yeah.
Yes, a Frank Oz movie.
Yeah.
Definitely how
Based
I
on Tom
learned-
Hanks outing his teacher.
Oh,
Wait.
Tom
oh,
Hanks
wait, that's
connects
what
all
happened with
things.
Tom Hanks? Like, did Tom Hanks
Oh, for
think his
Philadelphia,
teacher in
probably.
Philadelphia? Yeah, I was just going to
Probably.
make a connection too. Wait, I didn't know that was the origin. So, like,
The
that.
film was inspired by Tom Hanks' tearful speech when he accepted his 1994 Oscar for his role in Philadelphia, in which he mentioned his high school drama coach, Raleigh Farnsworth. and his former classmate John Gilkerson, two of the finest gay Americans, two wonderful men that I had the good fortune to be associated with.
Wild.
John Gilkerson.
The movie was widely noted at the time for the 12-second kiss between Kevin Kline and Tom Selleck.
Raleigh Farnsworth is such a name. There's just so much name in that.
He played Riley Farnsworth in what?
Raleigh Farnsworth was his teacher,
Oh, okay.
who said, I didn't know exactly what he was going to say, but it was overwhelming. This is from People. Farnsworth, who kept his homosexuality private for years, agreed to be publicly identified as gay after Philadelphia opened last year. He was contacted by a San Francisco Chronicle reporter who had interviewed Hanks, learned about his teacher, and then asked Farnsworth if he could reveal his sexual orientation in an article about the film. I thought, I've been retired for 12 years. What harms could it do?
Wild.
Farnsworth began his 30-year teaching career in his home state of Kansas, then moved to the Bay Area in 1968.
But he's blind. Sorry. He's gay.
Oh, I realized you weren't hearing all that. I said he moved to the Bay Area. And the San Francisco Chronicle.
I'm confused though. Why would a gay man want to move to San Francisco?
Who can say?
I mean, I know Phony.
He has an apartment in San Francisco, and he taught Tom Hanks at Oakland's Skyline High School.
I know Phony knows this, so I'm not telling anything to you, but I did find it fascinating. I did not know until maybe last year that the reason why there's even just like a gay thing in San Francisco is that is where the Navy discharged people. And so if you were discharged in the Navy for being gay, you were dropped off on Angel Island in San Francisco. So they just were like, well, we're all here.
Might as well stay.
Here we are. Oh. Yeah, I hope that Blank Check covers Frank Oz at some point, because it would be. I look forward to a In and Out episode popping up.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
I just watched Dirty Rotten Scoundrels for the first time.
Okay. So Hanks has gotten approval from his teacher.
Oh yeah. That's even in the thing you were reading. That came across from there was
in the movie it's not that way. In the movie it's
that's what makes it a bit much more of a farce.
Well, and in the
he's blind.
Yeah. He's blind.
Well, like I said, in the movie, he's like dating a woman, and I don't think he's in the closet.
Engaged.
I think he just doesn't
he's
realize he's gay.
He's basically convinced to become gay because of it. It's all propaganda.
It's just like in real life. It's just like in real life, where everyone in my life kept telling me that I was gay, except for myself. And then finally I was like, hey, wait a minute, maybe I'm gay. And then I was like, oh, this worked out. So I'm not joking. I watched this movie and was like, truth. This speaks word to power. I would have been Kevin Kline in that movie had people not intervened, thank God, earlier.
It's actually crazy because I was about to joke. I was like, that's how I learned what being gay was. But it's even in the title and the premise of it, they actually go into it. Like, that's why it's called In and Out.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually part of the movie.
I have it on DVD. I really enjoy.
Stream is going. House is open.
Oh, yep. I just saw it.
Well, we'll see you after that show.
Sounds good.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.